Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Kulufele Shangwe. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and also share the video if you feel that it will be of impact to someone else's life. So this is the first episode of Being 30, and in this episode I'm going to be talking about things that as I turned 30, like, there were departments in my life that were concerning, not only concerning to me but also concerning to other people, and the pressures around being 30 at my age, what you have achieved and what you should have achieved by this age. So I'm just going to be sharing with you guys. I've written 10 departments that I'm going to be talking about, and the first one is marriage. So, like, I don't know if you guys have what I've experienced in my life, or you've had other people comment and ask you, when are you getting married? Now you're old. What's up? What's wrong? Is the problem with you? Why are you not in a relationship and stuff like that? Like, you know, after you've reached 30, people start thinking, why is she single? Why is she not married? Why is she not doing this? Why is she not doing that? And I'd like to say to you guys that when I reached 30, obviously I wanted to get married by the age of 25. But however, like, you know, life happens. It's not like, you know, brother man is gonna come, you know, whenever I want him to come, you know. But I should say that I'm happy right now that I've met the right person that I want to settle down with and I'm in a serious relationship with. So all I can say is that during that time when I had the pressure, and even now a bit of pressure, to say that I'm putting on myself unnecessarily, because my friends are all married. I'm the only one who's not married. But what I keep on telling myself is that I shouldn't put pressure on myself, because their timing and my timing is not the same. My journey and their journey is not the same. So we're not called in the same journey. We're not called in the same purpose. We all have our life to live. We all have our journey to travel. So hence things will be happening in a different way. And what I'm grateful for is, not only I want to get married, yes. I feel like I'm ready to get married. But I don't think there's a point whereby a person is fully ready to get married. Like, marriage is something very, very serious. And if one were to settle down, I would actually say take your time until you are actually comfortable to say that you are ready emotionally, you are ready physically, you are ready mentally, you are ready spiritually, and you are mature enough. Because there are things when you get into marriage, there are things that you should accept, and that some things are just not going to change, you know, and you must learn to love your partner unconditionally. And what I'm teaching myself right now before I even enter into marriage is that I should love unconditionally. I should love without expecting anything in return. And that's if you are in a healthy relationship with someone who also believes or has the same character as you, or believes in the same value as you, as to say, you know what, I'm gonna love you because I choose to love you, and I'm gonna put effort to make you happy. Even though we know that you don't need the other person to make you happy, you have to be complete as a person. If you want to be happy in your marriage, you can't expect someone else to make you happy. Anyway, this is just another topic that I feel like I will indulge more as the series goes on. Another topic, another department I had written down is children. You know, what I'm going through right now in my life is I'm going through a phase of wanting a baby so bad. Like I feel like I have this yearning inside to have a baby of my own. And I keep on watching these videos of little kids and all that, little clothes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, and I wish I had my little human. And you know what I can definitely advise you during this time is that, you know what, What I have decided personally is that yes, I want to have a child, and yes, many people have been asking me, when are you gonna have a child, Kulu? You're old now. I'm turning 31 in April, and I haven't even had a child, and it's not something that I'm ashamed of, because actually many people are proud of it. Some other people are not proud of it, but I'm proud that I waited this long to have a baby, and I don't have a baby yet because I plan my life. I don't just make decisions because who and who has a baby already or my peers already have a baby. No, this is my path. This is my journey. I have dreams and goals, and I'm the one who creates the kind of life that I want. And I'm the one who has specific goals. I'm the one who is in charge of my future and of my plans. Hence, I haven't decided to have a baby as yet. And when the time is right, when I feel like financially I'm ready, when I feel like me and my partner are ready to take on a part of being parents, that's when I'll have a child. So what I can say to you guys is that focus on you, focus on your path, focus on your journey, focus on what you want and what makes you happy. Don't look at what other people are doing, because that's the only thing that can keep you focused. That's the only thing that can make you not to deviate from your goals or your path or your journey or your purpose. And another thing I've written down is perfect job, perfect career. Life happens, to be honest. Life happens. I am going to talk about things that I did wrong in my career when I was in my 20s, because part of the reason I'm looking at my career right now and I'm 30 is I think there's some other things when I was 20 I did wrong. One of the things that I did wrong in my career path is that I took for granted the opportunities that I had when I was young, because I was like, you know what, I'm young, I can still do this, I can still do that. I feel like I should have focused more when I was in my 20s, focused more on one career path and gave it my all and looked for all information and knocked on specific doors so that I can grow in that specific path, because right now I have different experiences in different fields, and getting the job that I want right now is very challenging because I haven't acquired enough experience in a certain department. I was an administrator, I was a receptionist, I'm qualified as a language practitioner, but I wasn't exposed too much into the publishing industry. I had limited period of time in the publishing industry, and I had limited period of time in corporate. Well, I do have corporate experience, but it's corporate experience. It's not in one specific field, it's in different fields, so those are one of the things that I wish I should have invested more. I should have invested more in sticking into one career path and working very hard and knocking into doors and not rushing to make money. That's one of the things that I can definitely say that I should have done differently. Another department, and another thing is that by the time you reach 30, let me tell you guys, there aren't a lot of opportunities for people who are over 30. A lot of opportunities are for people who are between 18 and 27. When you are already over 30, you should have already have started with your career, and you should be very comfortable at that time, not moving from one career path to another, because that's where I am right now. I'm a freelancer. I've started studying a different degree, and now I'm studying a new career path, which is something totally different from what I've studied. But I'm not going to say it's irrelevant to the experience that I currently have. It's not so much so far-fetched from what I've studied. Another thing is wealth and money. Oh my gosh. I didn't make good decisions when it comes to money when I was in my 20s, and now I'm in my 30s, and I'm asking myself, where have I invested? Have I saved enough money? No, I haven't even saved, to be honest, because life happens. So my advice is, and what I'm teaching myself and what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to be more wiser when it comes to my spending, the way I spend money, because now I'm thinking, look, Kolo, you're not young anymore. You can't be reckless with spending money. You need to be focused. You need to know what you want. You need to spend money on things that are of value. When you look back, you can be like, okay, I see where I invested my money. Okay, I see that, okay, I can receive a lot of money from whatever investment that I've made. That's one of the things that I'm seeing, and I'm like, Kulu, you should have done this different. You'd be very far financially if you had invested, if you had saved. If I didn't open accounts, if I didn't open a credit card, I would have been very far in terms of my finances. And those are one of the things that I'm actually learning, and I'm saying, you know what, I want to do things differently. I'm closing off my accounts. I'm paying off my credit card, and with my car, like whatever money that I'm going to come across, I'm going to try to pay like a lot of money towards it so that I can finish paying for my car. So like I'm really learning a lot. Another thing that I actually wanted to talk about is property. Like it always goes back to, if I made a good financial decision then in my life, by this time I would have had property. And the pressures that, my peers, people of my age, already own properties, or some have houses that they are paying for, and yet I'm renting. I had to sit down with myself and ask myself, Kolo, do we want to live this kind of life? What do we want? What kind of life do we want? By the time I reach 40, do I want to have accumulated a number of properties, and how am I going to work towards that? So that's actually one of the things that I'm learning, and I'm doing a deep introspection about my life and what I did wrong and what I can do before I reach 40. Yes, I'm putting pressure on myself, but it's because I want to have a brighter future. I want my kids to live a comfortable life. I don't want them to go through the same mistakes that I went through, and I want to build a path for them. So yeah. And another thing that I was the sixth thing is cars and assets. Like, one thing I can tell you for sure is that do not put pressure on yourself to buy a car, guys. Like, to be honest, I remember when I bought my car, I feel like I should have saved enough for it before I had bought it. I should have saved enough money for it. But another thing that pushed me to actually buy my car is because I needed it, and I have my reasons. But whenever one is thinking of buying a car, I think it's the best decision to save up for a car, and to make sure that the car that you will be buying, don't buy a car because it's fancy or because you want to show off. Buy a car because it's going to take you from point A to point B. There are cars that are very reasonable, that you can afford. Like, what I can definitely advise you is try all means to save up for your deposit. Try all means to have a savings account. Like, by the time you buy a car, make sure that you are comfortable enough that you can still manage to pay for your apartment, live a comfortable life, pay for your car, and still save, because one thing that I've learned is that after I bought a car, I wasn't able to save as much as I wanted. So before you buy a car, think about your finances, how they're going to look like. That's one of the things that I'm learning. I'm like, Kulu, if I had saved up money or waited to buy a car, I would actually be far. It's just one of those things that you learn as you grow up, and it's one of those things that open your eyes to actually see that, I've made wrong decisions, and from those decisions, this is what I'm learning, and this is what I'm taking from this experience. And another thing is holidays and spa treatments. I've been having this pressure, personally. I'm seeing people on Instagram. Oh, guys, Mara, Instagram. Like, if you go with Instagram, like, those people, like, you look at their life and you're like, oh my gosh, they're going on spa treatments, and you're looking at yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, they're having this, they're having that, and you're not having. Like, hello, still go back to, this is their journey, this is not your journey. Your time is coming. There's timing in everything. It might be that you are in a season right now that is not allowing you to be going for spa treatments, but the time will come when you want to go for spa treatments and you will be financially stable to actually go for spa treatments or go for holidays. And that's what I keep on telling myself, because I'm not saying that right now I'm in a bad financial situation, but I'm just saying that right now I am being more smarter with my decisions. There are other things that are more important to me, and there are other things, like right now my main aim is I want to finish paying off all my credit card and my accounts. So for me to be spoiling myself and taking whatever money because I want to go to a spa, because who and who went to a spa, is actually not going to take me anywhere, and it's not going to do me no good. So it's just one of those things that I'm learning, and I'm reminding myself, I'm like, Kolo, this is your path, ne? This is the season that you are in. Just be grateful for the season that you are in. Your timing will come one day. Now you will get through that. You will get to that stage whereby you can do whatever you want. You can go for a spa treatment or whatever because you can afford it. You understand? So yeah, that's what I'm learning. And the other one is mental wellness. Guys, mental wellness is a huge department. Like, if you are not well mentally, it can impact you in a very huge way. I've learned to, what I'm learning right now is I've learned to not put pressure on myself, because it's one of those things that will depress you if you put pressure on yourself. And if I've made a mistake, or if I feel like I've failed at something, I don't put too much pressure on myself. I don't focus on the negative side of it. I keep on telling myself that, okay, it happened and it happened, I can't change it. Like, I focus on the positive things so that mentally I can be okay, and that I'm not depressed, or I don't feel like I'm not good enough, or I don't feel like things are not happening for me. I just focus on the good things that are happening in my life. I focus on just the little things, that for the mere fact that today I'm alive, I'm even here, I'm shooting this video. God is with me, God loves me, my family loves me, you know. I just focus on those things, and then the rest would follow, you know. I know in the Word of God, the Bible says that we should not worry about tomorrow or the things that tomorrow will bring, but because God knows, and God will take care of your every need. So yeah, that's how I'm keeping my mental health, you know, in a healthy state. Another thing is physical health, guys. Physical health. Why am I saying physical health? I've realized that ever since I've turned 30, like, I've been experiencing. I was having this conversation with my friend and my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I think I'm experiencing hot flashes. And my mom is like, no, you can't be experiencing that, you're not 40 yet, you're not going through menopause. I'm like, but every time, like, I think every time before I go to my periods, I sweat a lot at night. Like, I feel so hot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening to me? Like, and it dawns to me that, okay, Kolo, you're not young anymore. You're not that young anymore. Like, now you're 30. You need to focus on your health, on your physical health. You need to start eating healthy. You need to go to the gym, you know, because there's nothing so scary, especially to me, that I'm going to be very old and I'm going to be all wrinkled up. And like, it's just such a daunting thing to me. So as I'm thinking about all those things, it has just pushed me to just have a wake-up call to say that, you know what, I'm not getting any younger. I must start taking care of myself. I must start taking care of my health. I must eat healthy. I must exercise. I must take care of myself mentally also. And I must read, you know, and I must keep on feeding myself with wisdom and knowledge and stuff like that. Because another thing is that, you know, when I got to this age, when I got to 30, I was like, okay, Kolo, I I feel like I should have invested more on myself in terms of reading, in terms of studying more. I think I was just so comfortable when I was 20. You know, when you're 20, you're like, I still have time to do this. I still have time to do that. You know, I should have invested more. I should have studied more. I should have learned more. I should have had an attitude of willing to learn. It's only now I'm eager to learn. Now I'm eager to learn different things. I want to do different things. So yeah, guys, it's just life. And the last part I want to talk about is spirituality and purpose. You know, there is nothing like just living in life without no purpose, and you just live. Okay, fine, you accumulate the property that you want, you accumulate the wealth that you want, the cars and everything, and then afterwards what? What do you have to say? Like, are you gonna say, you know what, I believe I fulfilled my purpose, I believe I did something meaningful with my life, I believe my life was of an impact to someone else's life? Or, you know, so it's just one of those things that I was asking myself, because, you know, when you get to your 20s, you need the perfect job, you need the car, the property, the husband and the children, but you never ask yourself, or you never even focus on my purpose, my calling. You know, why am I on this earth? What can I do to change the world? Or what can I do to make someone else's life easier? Or how can I be of impact in someone else's life? So it's just one of those things that I'm learning, and it's just one of those things that I'm pondering upon as in my 30s, because I'm asking myself, Kulu, what is your purpose in life? And are you on that path of fulfilling your purpose, or are you far away from your purpose? It's just one of those things that I'm asking myself and stuff like that. So guys, I hope you've really enjoyed hearing me talk to you guys and share my experience with you guys, and share what I think about these 10 departments in my life, especially in my 30s. I'll be bringing you more. Another thing is my next video will be about 10 things that I did wrong in my 20s, or it's either going to be 10 things that I'm learning in a healthy relationship, as I'm currently in a relationship right now. So guys, please comment down below and share with me what you are learning in your 30s, and what you think you did wrong in your 20s. And please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up, because it's gonna help my YouTube channel, and also share this video with someone else. You never know, maybe it might be of impact in their life. I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Love you. Bye till next time. Peace.